What's up, everyone? I'm CEO Connolly, and today I'm in my office. So I have organized or moved stuff around just a little bit. So I've got these things back here, which was over on the other side of my office. So I've got all my books that I have my inventory of. The ones that are already in the plastic baggies, those are pre-signed books. So if you come see me at like an event or something like that, and I'm not sitting at the table, my little assistant, which is usually my mother, she actually has books that she can still sell that are already pre-signed and sealed. So she's not going, oh God, she left. I'm sorry, I can't get it signed. Nope, it's already signed. It's already ready to go, and she can sell it. So we did that because, you know, I'm not exactly at the table all the time because I go outside. I mean, I know that some people like to vape inside, but I'm still kind of like, no, you can't do that. Anyway, so I do have books that I will sign right in front of you if I'm sitting at the table, but if I've had to walk away, like Cult Classic back in early March, I had to keep running out to my Jeep to go get extra inventory because I kept running out because I can drive back and forth to Bastrop from where I'm at. So I had extra inventory in my Jeep so I could run out and grab more if I needed to. And it turned out every 2 hours I was having to run out to grab more. So at some point I just brought in all of the box sets that I had in my Jeep. And I was like, look, if we sell all the box sets, cool. If we don't, whatever. I think I had a total of like 8 for the weekend. I came home with like 3. So that's awesome. Just saying. And then yeah, some of the books and stuff like that. It's because I don't like bringing a whole lot in because I don't want to have a bunch, you know, for no reason at all and then not sell anything. I mean, that makes sense. Like I'm more onto that, you know, where my stuff isn't that good and nobody's really going to like it. And then when it does sell, I'm just like, woohoo. So that's how that goes. So I don't exactly carry a whole lot with me, but this is my inventory of what I still have. The whole top is my Affair series. And then underneath we've got Friendly Misfortunes. And then those few, I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 copies of Killer Suburbia right there. That's all I have left. It's all I have left. I need to place an order. And then down here, I've got my Disciples Doctrine. So that is my inventory of Disciples Doctrine. I do have it. And then I had to fix my inventory on my website. I don't know if my website just isn't calculating every time I make a sale or if stuff's getting stolen. But with as many that I adjusted out when I did my inventory today, when I set it all up like that, if that many's being stolen, I'm very upset. I don't think that's the case because there was only a discrepancy of 1 with Friendly Misfortunes and 1 with Killer Suburbia, whereas my Affair series, there was a discrepancy of like 9. So of each one of them. So I'm thinking, okay, so for these, can I speak today? For my Affair series, that could have just been, I didn't adjust them out when I made the box set. And that's the only thing that I can think. Because I know that the few box sets that I had to adjust out were given as donations for like raffles at these events. So I know that's the reason why my box sets were out. But it was like only by 4. And there's been 4 events that I've been to recently that I've given them as donations for raffles or charity or whatever it was. I think the last one was a silent auction. So I know why those were, you know, for 4. So I'm like, okay. But those for 9, it had to have been, I just didn't adjust them out and, you know, think about the way that they were going into the box sets when I set them up. So that's my thing about the inventory. The only problem is though, is that I don't do inventory after every event, and I really should, especially now that I know there's a problem. Because when I was doing inventory after every event, it was right. But as I go on and do all these other events, it's like I haven't done inventory, I think, since like June of last year, right before I went to the Texas Haunters in Mesquite. And it was because I had split up what I had for Mesquite in one box. And then the next week I had Houston Horror Film Fest. So I had that in a completely separate box. So they were taken differently. And then shortly after that, I had a small outdoor market event. And then after that, I was in Austin. And because I had so much rolling over every time, I didn't do inventory every time. So I think I need to pay more attention to that. Just saying. But anyway, so I am in here organizing my office because book one, the full novel, book one of my cult series, which is after my Disciples Doctrine, because my Disciples Doctrine is a storyline. It does show like where the leader decides to come up with, oh, I've got to get more disciples, blah, blah, blah. So that's where the Disciples Doctrine comes in, and it shows all the rules and regulations and stuff like that of the cult. And by the way, it's only 125 pages because in the Bible, it's like 1,000 pages. And I don't know who needs 1,000 pages to tell them not to be an asshole. So I think 125 pages is better to tell people not to be an asshole. So there you go. That's my thought on that one. But the very first novel is completed. It is with my beta readers. I sent it to them on Sunday, which was Easter, by the way. And I didn't know that when I sent it Sunday morning. I was like, here you go, guys. And then later when my husband and I went to the grocery store and was like, crap, HEB is closed on Easter Sunday. Oh God, it's Easter. So there you go. My bad. Sorry, beta readers. Didn't mean to send it to you on a Easter Sunday, but whatever. Anyway, so because that's done, this week I am in my office reorganizing because I have a giant disaster. Of course, you know, my file cabinet or my file drawer, mind you. I have one drawer in my desk, and it was because when I had a 3-tier file cabinet, it legit just turned into a giant mess, and it was ugly and it was gross. And for some reason, I have this weird thing where I can't throw away boxes to anything. Like, this is the phone I currently have. And yeah, it's an empty box. It's an empty box. The DS is actually in my bedroom. And have I played with it since my son got old and graduated from high school? No, I have not. It was something that my parents bought him one for Christmas one year. So then we went and got me one. And then he had a Pokemon game and I got one of the other Pokemon games, and we were able to play the DS together. So we were playing Pokemon games together. Anyway, so that's where my DS comes from. Have I played it in years? No. Do I know if it even works? No. I do have the charger in here though. So there's that. And then of course I have the box to my iPad for my register. So whenever I'm at events and stuff like that, I do have the iPad, which is my register, because of the fact that when it was my phone, I had to leave it at the table so that my assistant, which is my mother, so she could check out with it. Now I don't have to. So whenever I'm out and I'm just kind of hanging out outside with the other smokers, you know, I get a notification on my phone that says, hey, you've just had a sale. And it's like, yay. And then I usually run inside and go, oh, what happened? So I do have empty boxes everywhere. Well, unfortunately, when I had that file cabinet, I had one drawer that was legit, basically just for empty boxes for everything. And that was way back in the day when laptops and stuff like that came standard with the disk drive. So, you know, you get all those programs and stuff. It's a little disk. As a matter of fact, I have one right here just because it's here. So they come standard with these little disk drives. You put the disk in and it, you know, uploads the program onto your computer. You don't have to do that anymore. You just get online, blah, blah, blah. And most computers, you can just, you know, download the app or whatever for your computer. So anyway, and the only reason why I have this is because I have an external disk drive. Yes, I have an external disk drive. I haven't used it since the one time I bought it for. So there you go. I have an external disk drive for nothing. But I used to keep boxes of everything. That included the boxes of those programs. Why I felt the need to keep all of that, I have no idea. Why did I need to keep the box for that? But one of those drawers was destined for empty boxes. I don't know. I have no idea. So now I have one drawer. One single drawer for all the important things that have to be filed. That's all that I need to do. So, and yes, my life is crazy. So generally I tend to ramble because I'm here by myself 6 days a week with 2 dogs and a cat. And the cat is the only one who talks back. So there you go. The dogs stare at me like I'm weird because half the time I'm just telling them to stop licking stuff. Don't lick that blanket. Stop licking the couch. Stop licking your paws. What are you doing? Don't lick my hands. Yes, that's my conversations with my dogs. My cat, on the other hand, comes up and screams in my face. She's 19 and half the time she can't tell how loud she's actually being because I'm pretty sure she's partially deaf. Plus, we're pretty sure she has dementia. She walks up to a box and gets confused because she has no idea what's happening. And she's like, I don't know where to go. And then she starts screaming and I'm going, hello. And then she'll look up and go, oh, hey. And then she'll walk around the box like, oh, I know where I'm at now. She'll wake up staring at the wall and start screaming because she's confused as to where she's at. But she's 19. We're letting her have it. She's having breathing issues right now, but it's only every so often. And as long as she's happy and comfortable, she's allowed to stay here. So yay for that. And then my little dog, she is almost 14. She will be 14 on the 20th of April. Oh, my animals are getting so old. And then I have the big dog. She is like 30 pounds. She's about to be 12. But we are looking to expand and add to our family. But that is another animal that I will talk about when it comes time. Anyway, so I'm in here and organizing my office. And yes, I have a tripod now. So yay. Okay, so I have this giant disaster. And here's the deal. Okay, so we live in the middle of nowhere on 3 acres of land. So there is like mostly wooded areas out there, mostly grass and, you know, trees, and that's about it. That's all that's out there. So we had mice in our house, not exactly something that I want. And I kept thinking to myself, I was like, oh my God, ew, my house is like spotless clean. I pick a room every single day and I scrub that room every single day. My kitchen, on the other hand, gets cleaned every day because gross bugs and I can't deal with a dirty kitchen. That's just me. And plus my cat is not allowed on the counters either because she uses a litter box, and to me, that's gross. So anyway, so I'm like, why do I feel so dirty now? And then my mom tells me, she's like, no, mice are just looking for warmth, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, now it's warm outside, get out. But no. So we had to pick up a bunch of stuff. The only thing that is touching the floor is plastic boxes. There is no paper or anything like that. And the only reason why we even found out that we had mice was because they were collecting dog and cat food all over the house. Ew. So anyway, and they're mostly being captured in here. So ew. But here's the deal. So it's been a while since we've had any. They're usually under my desk, and right now I'm just looking because it's freaking me out that I'm even in here. But I sprayed some kind of citrus, something that's apparently mice don't like citrus. So I sprayed some citrus room spray. This right here, it's old. I got it from a fundraiser for my niece. I think she was in junior high at the time. She's now like 23. So there you go. It's old, but it still works. It still smells like citrus, and it is emanating throughout my entire office, heading down the hallway, and my husband says he could smell it when he came home yesterday. So there you go. And I've only sprayed it in here under my desk and around it and everything else. But anywho, let me get back to the point. So I'm organizing my office because I need to start working in here. I cannot work on the sofa anymore. It is too hard on my back. I have a bunch of back issues that is just awful. And I'm sorry, but when a spine doctor says we're not going to do surgery because you're too young when you're 37 years old, it's like, oh, you suck. Okay, well, that was in 2017. So it's been a few years. I'm still not expecting any surgery, and I'm not even seeing the spine doctor anymore. So screw you, I'll figure it out myself. That just went way off track, and I don't know why. Anyway, so I'm organizing my office because the sofa hurts my hip because my hips are also misaligned. I have one of them that sits a little further forward than the other. So yes, I have problems with my hips. And if that doesn't make me sound like an old biatch, I don't know what does. Because every time I get up and I go, oh, my hip, I always think, oh, okay, old lady. Anyway, so as I'm going through everything, I'm hanging stuff up on the wall, and those are the posters from each one of the pop-up market events, like the outdoor single day events that I do for Houston Horror. So they have the, okay, I don't know if you can hear the donkeys, but the neighbor has donkeys. Every so often they yell. I don't know if you can hear that, but anyway, if you can, that's a donkey outside. So anyway, so I was hanging up those posters, and I realized, I was like, ew, I've got the ones from 2021 and the one I just did in 2023. Where's 2022? Like, I'm missing an entire year of posters, and I'm like, how did I miss that? So of course I tagged them on Instagram, and I know for a fact that I'm probably gonna end up having a bunch of them at some point where they're gonna go, happy birthday. I don't know. I'm just gonna end up with like a stack of posters and be like, look, 2022, here you go. Because I was at every single one in 2022. I don't know how many there were. I'd have to look that up. It's probably written down. Look, as a matter of fact, I have my little book right here. So I used this little book to write down all the little events that I go to, because what I do is I actually write down like the amounts. Ooh, excuse me. I write down how much I make at the event. So it's basically how much my sales were. So this is how much my sales were at this event. Is it worth signing up again next year? That's the case of that. So let's see. For Houston Horror, I had, okay, I just realized, I was like, I'm looking up there and I don't have anything. They did not have one in February. Oh, I missed one last year that was in April. And I think I missed another opportunity that was in October, but I was able to go to the one on the 29th. So I've got two. Okay, so I have 2 pop-up markets for 2022 that I do not have. Okay, so it is October and December. I could have swore I got one for December, but I don't know. Anyway, but 2021, I know that they had one. Let's see, January I have. March I have. And I have December up there. Oh, I'm missing October from 2021. Oh no! Okay, anyway. Well, that happens. I'm pretty sure that they'll probably end up being able to get me that one too when they see, because I posted it on Instagram, so I know that they're going to be all like, you're missing another one. So, but anyway, it fits perfectly right there. Sorry, I think it's a moth, but it might actually just be part of the ceiling, because you know how you have white moths? Sorry. Squirrel! ADHD coming out right now. Okay, anyway, so I'm organizing my office. I organized, so let me show you. So I had to organize what I call my tech desk, okay? And yes, those are glue traps that were underneath my desk. So anyway, oh, look at how cute this is. So I found this at Hobby Lobby, and I had to have it because of the book. But it's like this little town sitting on a book. It's I don't know if it was like fantasy story or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it was adorable. So I call this one, oh, I'm trying not to put my hand in that. So this one is my tech desk, the black one. So it's got my printer on it. There's my camera that I no longer use, but I probably could. And then I have a laminator here. It's like one of those industrial laminators. Like if you go to Office Depot, it's the same one they use. But I was able to get that. I also cleared off my desk. But as you can see, it doesn't last long. So right now I am filing. So I'm going through my file drawer. Now that I can get back to that 20 minutes later. So I'm going through my file drawer right now. And I've got a specific file for my copyright certificates. And I am putting in these little labels on these folders. So this one says writing, so that's all my writing stuff. And then, okay, so I found the best folder ever in here. So this file folder is every single query letter that I sent out a long time ago. Oh, that's 2006. Yeah. So yes, these are all the query letters I sent out for about 10 years. I sent out query letters, and it was funny because I was actually like sending out all these query letters and I kept getting back all these rejections and I was like, aw. And then I get one letter back from a literary agent and they basically told me that because I wasn't already published, I couldn't get published. Like it was basically impossible because the only way to get published is if someone knows your name. So that's when I said, screw you guys, I'm moving home and I'm going to do it my way. So I started researching like the self-publishing companies, right? And of course you come across all of the, especially back then, there was a lot of vanity presses back then. And I was like, I cannot afford $5,000 to publish my book. So I got a book that was about self-publishing and it actually said in there, do not pay. Do not pay any company an exorbitant amount of money to publish your book. Don't pay them $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. It's not worth it. They're not going to do anything for you. So I was like, okay, so what do I do? And that's when I found Create Space and Lightning Source, which is now KDP and Ingram Spark. So I published through Lightning Source. They keep trying to get me to switch over to Ingram Spark, but I'm not exactly too sure how I want to do that because Lightning Source, I have like my own contact. Like I have an actual person who is like assigned to my account. So if I send an email, I get immediate response. Whereas I've heard people talk about how Ingram Spark, they're just sending it like info@ingramspark.com type thing. But I have like a person. That's the reason why I don't want to go from Lightning Source to Ingram Spark. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I'm organizing my office this week. I am organizing files and I found out that like all of these in there, other than like my query letters, all of these files are empty. They're just sitting in there doing absolutely nothing. And I'm like, okay. And then I've got this giant disaster that's on the floor. Oh my God, this is so bad. So I've got this, and no, I do not get dressed during the day. I wear my jammies and then I just change. But anyway, so I've got this giant disaster on the floor at this point. And now I have to go through all that and find out if I want to throw anything away because I am such a freak and I don't like throwing things away because I'm afraid that at some point I'm going to be like, oh my God, do I need that? Like I have tax documents from 2003. My husband and I first got married in 2002. My husband and I got married in 2002 and I have our the tax documents from 2003. So yeah, I do our taxes now. He does not. Now, when I start making a little bit more money, I'm going to need an accountant to do my taxes. But right now I'm still able to do the taxes and stuff. It's actually not that hard. Plus not only that, but I thought about doing like a tax class to see if I could figure out how to do it myself and all that stuff. But anyway, I think the best year was the year that we only had to pay $1. So like, cool, I'll pay you $1. Here's your $1, Mr. Tax Man. I really didn't care. So anyway, luckily, since I have not been working, because I'm working, I just work from home now. But when I worked in retail at the office supply store, we were paying in a lot. And I was like, I don't like this. I don't like paying the government money when I pay them all year round, you know? Why am I giving money? So now, because my husband only has like his one thing that he does with a 1099. He had two. Now he only has one. It's just fine. But then he also works for air conditioning supply, which thank God, because did you know that your air conditioner is actually the most expensive appliance to go out in your house? So there's that. So I have a guy who knows a bunch of guys that can all do that. But anyway, that's beside the point. My mind is not, you know what? It's afternoon. It's afternoon time. That much I do know. But for some reason, I can't seem to focus right now. This is why I try not to film videos too early in the morning before I've had my coffee, because I have actually filmed a TikTok 6 different times and deleted them every time because I hadn't had my coffee yet. Yeah. And of course you can tell I probably had my coffee by now because I can't stop talking and now my mouth is just moving at a fast pace and I'm going to finish filing these files. But yes, I am reorganizing my office. So far, so good. I do have some papers stacked up right here that I need to make a decision whether or not I'm going to throw away or file. Some of it just looks like garbage now that I'm looking at it. But I'm scared. Like, what if I want that? But I do also have like little spiral notebooks and stuff like that because I worked in an office supply store. I got to see all of the clearance stuff. So I bought these packages of these little spiral notebooks for like $0.25 each. And it's like, why? Because now I have all these spiral notebooks and I don't know what to do with them. Here, look, I'll show you. Oh, I gotta move this. This is the box that I put my books in when I go to events. Okay, hold on. So like all these, see, look, I need to fix this, but I have all these spiral notebooks here and it's like, there's a whole second row back there. So yeah, when they're on sale for like $0.25, I'm like, I need them all. I don't know why, but I need them all. And it's like, okay, you don't need them all. Like when I told my husband, I was like, hey, so my red pen while I'm editing is almost out. So I asked him if he would bring me home. Oh, they're sitting right here. So I asked him if he would bring me home some red pens because I know how he likes the, he uses the red pen, but there's a difference in the tip. Like these are the 0.7, the 0.7s. And those are the ones that I use to edit. He likes the 1.2. I only like the 1.2 in my black pens, not my red ones. So I knew he had some of those because he had come home one time and he took it off his shirt and he goes, I freaking hate these pens. And he started telling me about it. And I was like, I'll take it. So I was out and I'm pretty sure that that's where I got them from before. So I asked him and he was like, oh, I got them. And I was like, yes. So anyway, now that I've rambled on enough, I'm going to continue doing this. But like I said, I don't generally talk to a whole lot of people during the day. So sometimes I just ramble and I don't really know what to say half the time. Like when we're in public and somebody goes, hey, how you doing? I go, doing pretty good. And then I keep walking and then next thing you know, my head just keeps going, oh my God, should I said, how you doing? Should I ask them how they're doing? Oh, is that rude for me not to ask? Oh crap, I don't know how to interact with people on a daily basis. Damn. That will bug me for months on end because I still think about the guy from like 3 weeks ago at the grocery store. He was like, hey, how you doing? I said, I'm doing pretty good. And I just kept walking and that was it. And then I started thinking to myself, should I have asked him how he's doing? How you doing? It's still bothering me. It's been 3 weeks. I don't know. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go. I need to stop talking. So anyway, that's what I'm doing this week is organizing my office. So hopefully I can start working in here. I will start filming more videos so that you can listen to the crap that spews out of my mouth. But the cult series is coming along. Disciples Doctrine is published. Yay! And the first full-length novel is finished, but it's at the beta readers or with the beta readers. And book 2 is going to start getting its edits Monday because I gave the beta readers 6 weeks to get me back book 1. And book 2's already been through the paper edits because I did 1 and 2 at the same time. So both of those books have gone through the paper edits. Book 1 has now gone through my computer edits. Book 2 is about to go through computer edits. And I'm hoping to have that done before I get book 1 back from my beta readers because that would be awesome because I could possibly send them the second one right afterwards and then just, I don't know. I don't want to overwhelm them because they have a job. So, or they have jobs and I don't want to be all like, hey, can you do this one now too? You know, right after they finish. I like to give them a little bit of break. But anyway, okay, I'm going to stop rambling because it's been like half an hour and I don't generally tend to edit my videos. So that's it. Okay, bye.